My name is Sharifah Thompson. I was born in London, in Peckham, or South London, and my parents are both born in London, but my grandparents are originally born in Jamaica, both of them. I am a Muslim, and I am 17 years old. I went to Wyndham High School. I've studied business and health and social care. I like music. I like to be involved in music. I have a memory when I went to Bermuda, my first family holiday. When I went to Bermuda, something different, completely different to England, and I went with my brothers and my mum, and it's just the sun, the beaches, everything. It just made me want to travel. All the lizards, and just that made me want to see more, something different, and explore. And that's me, all added up. And I say I'm a bubbly, kind person and quite loud. But yeah, that's me. I chose Mudeka because I think that she's done so much from so little. Because she's a dancer, she's a singer, she's got projects going, charities, and I feel that she's a strong woman and such a nice woman. I remember seeing her perform and I was just blown away. Could you tell me about where you're from and what it's like there?
Well, I grew up in Zimbabwe. The first 18 years of my life was in Zimbabwe. And I grew up with my grandmother, which is very, very common in African families, you know. The children always end up around grandma. And so that's where probably I then became who I am as a person, was through living with her and sharing the music and all the things I know really were learned from her.
So what brought you to England?
Curiosity, I think, probably is the main reason that I wanted to come to England and understand a bit more of the music, another way of appreciating music, and also the fact that my career would not have developed as a woman in Zimbabwe. I needed to go somewhere where I would feel confident enough to venture out as a female artist. I would not have been taken seriously in Zimbabwe. I think for me, the time I arrived in Norfolk, it was still, there was a very small percentage of black people. And I wanted to use my music as a tool to gain my confidence as well. So most places I went to, people, you know, as soon as they knew that I was a musician, it was an easy way to then speak to people and gain people's confidence, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I found that, you know, my culture was of interest to people here, and it made it easier to get into schools and to find work at festivals and other places.
It's actually nice to see like where she lives and how she lives, and I did think it would be like all just questions straight, just answers, but I had we were having a little laugh through, and it was a nice vibe. Like I felt comfy, and like I felt I could ask her anything. My national role model was Mary Seacole. I just thought she was such a strong woman, and I just thought, yeah, definitely, I'd love to learn more about her, just to learn her story and her background.
She was very much surrounded by military men, okay, because her mother was looking after these military guys. I think she was either the cook or she was also what was called a doctress, okay, and that means that she knew herbs. Yeah, she knew herbs. She knew which herbs could heal. She knew which herbs could kill, okay, and she knew that if somebody got sick, she knew herbs to give them. She wasn't a trained nurse, she wasn't a trained doctor, but she was probably trained in tradition of Jamaican women who knew and understood herbs.
And what were her parents like?
Well, she doesn't talk very much about her father, but she talks about her mother being the one to show her how to know herbs, and know which ones are going to help people, know which ones are dangerous and going to hurt people.
Do you think that she's a role model to black people?
I think she is a role model because, as in those times again, she's somebody who's a trailblazing. She's a pioneer. Where there were none, she was the first. Okay, and I think it's really important. These men and these women we've been talking about this afternoon, they need to be remembered, and they should be not just part of Black British history, but of British history. Okay, because they are part of the fabric of British history, and regardless of your ethnicity, you should be aware of that. We should be continuing to campaign to insert these historical figures into the narrative of British history, because that's where they belong.
I knew nothing about her before. From other people, like Florence Nightingale, she didn't stand out too much. Although she'd done more, and she went through the struggle to do that, she didn't stand out. She wasn't like someone you talked about at school. Like, she wasn't brought up, and I feel that she completed so much in her lifetime. Now that I can go away, and if someone asks me a question, who's your role model, I will say Mary Seacole, because she is such an independent woman, and before the project I couldn't say that. I couldn't really say I had a role model. I want my children to know about the independent black women, what they did and what they achieved in their life. I think that's something that children should learn as well at school, yeah. If we didn't do the project, I wouldn't know about these people. And it's important for people to learn about other people, not just the same people, because if the project didn't happen, we wouldn't know about all these people like Mary Seacole. And I wouldn't know that Anna Mudeka does festivals, and she does more than dancing and singing. And I feel that they should be shown more, and people should know about them.